Isn't it insane that wanting a normal life now is considered a luxury? Like, we're not asking for yachts, we're not asking for mansions. We're literally just asking for a life that doesn't feel like drowning. A place to live that doesn't take our entire paycheck. A car that doesn't require a loan longer than the relationship that got us into it. And groceries that don't feel like a punishment for trying to eat. We're not chasing some billionaire fantasy. We just want a fair shot. We want time with our families. We want energy after work instead of collapsing on the couch, praying that the weekend feels longer than 6 minutes. We were told, work hard, be loyal, show up. We did. But while we're doing everything right, they kept moving the finish line. The rent went up, the food went up, the bills went up, but the paychecks haven't done shit. And the people at the top still had the nerve to tell us it's not that bad. Brother, it is bad. If being able to afford a dentist appointment means going into debt, if missing one day of work means falling behind, if a cart of basic groceries gives you anxiety, that's not a personal problem. That's a broken system. So if we sound angry, it's because we are. We're tired of being lectured by the people who've never struggled, while we're trying to survive in a system designed to keep us desperate. We don't want luxury. We just want our lives back. And the fact that even that feels like asking too damn much tells you everything.
People are doing their normal regular job, putting in their efforts, putting all our efforts into what we are doing, you understand? And then you talk about, oh, this is what I got paid, and this is my expenses, and what I'm paying, for my rent, this is what I'm buying and paying for groceries. I notice that people are genuinely trying to tell you to like people's anger is not really going towards like, oh my god, like this life, like what's going on with these corporations, what's going on with like the government, like why are things so expensive, why are things unaffordable for us? Like the people, at least we should be able to afford those things. You know what I noticed? The anger is specifically going to the person, the individual who is trying their best to live, and they're telling them, oh, you're spending too much on your groceries, oh, you're doing this, oh, you're doing that. I know there are people who spend like really much. I know people who have consumerism, like the craziness, like that's just for real. But then there's some people who are just trying to live normal life. Like if you're working, shouldn't you be able to buy like pay for normal things, like having a very normal, comfortable apartment? Should the person just go and sleep in their car just because they're trying to keep up with what's going on with how expensive things are? People should be working and be homeless. I just don't know, like what type of life do people want you to be living? Do people want you to actually go and be eating instant ramen every time while you save up money, this and that? Like it's like a hustle and grind, like grind and grind and suffer.
I am extremely stressed out. I don't come on here and cry and do all of that. But what the fuck? I work 5 to 6 days out of the week, and I only barely have enough money to pay my bills. Somebody's gonna get on here and say, oh, well, be lucky you have a job, bro. Working a job, going to a job, getting up every morning, every night, whatever time you go, and having to give your all or do your best at this fucking job just for them not to compensate you enough money for you to live your life and pay your bills, it's actually really up fucking setting me. I feel like I'm missing out on living life because I have to pay my bills and go to work every fucking day. Such a tiring process. I could see if I was lazy, I wasn't getting up and I wasn't getting it, but it's like, bruh, how fucking hard do I have to work in order to fucking survive, bro? How? Once I pay my rent and my phone bill and my light bill, that's it. And then the next paycheck, because mind you, bi-weekly you only get paid 2 times out of the month. So one paycheck goes directly towards bills. And then that other paycheck, I have to set bills. I have to set money aside for the next set of bills that are coming up. I can't get ahead. I can't. I know somebody's going to say, you've got it better than somebody else. Bro, that's not the fucking point. Just because I have it better than somebody else doesn't mean that I'm not fucking struggling over here. For real, for real. People try to come on here and try to perpetrate and make it seem like, oh yeah, I'm living this kind of life, I'm living that kind of life. Bitch, I'm a TikTok content creator, but I live a life just like y'all. And nobody better get on here and say you better get another job or do this or do that. Bitch, you think I haven't applied to these jobs? And when I apply to these jobs, they waste my fucking time. Do you think I have money and gas and energy to be wasting going back and forth to these job interviews who are not going to hire me and are going to tell me that they're going to call me in a week or going to call me back in a couple days and don't? Job market is a joke. I have no choice but to keep the job I have now. The one that's barely paying my fucking bills. It leaves me no money left over to live, to get my nails done. These are fucking press-ons. I can't do anything. I gotta do my own hair. I gotta do my own toes. I gotta do everything. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. But it's like when you don't have a choice and you work every fucking day, It gets tiring. It gets to a fucking point, bro.
Why am I scrolling through like a job website, right? And like this fucking job is hiring for $13 an hour, bitch. Mind you, this is a $13 an hour job for a grown ass person. I seen another lady post earlier. A basket at the store costs $19. How in the do you expect somebody to live off $13 an hour? If they work for 1 hour, they still can't even afford a basket at the store. But you expect this person to use $13 to pay for food, shelter, and everything else. They have, you know what? The world has lost their mind. There is no way these companies should be paying 13 fucking dollars an hour. That's crazy. That is crazy.
So, let's talk about something. 65% of Americans are flat broke right now. They're living paycheck to paycheck. They can't afford rent. They can't afford groceries. They can't afford to do any extracurricular activities. They can't afford to go to a Six Flags. They can't afford to go to a water park. They can't even afford to barely leave the house and pay for the gas it would take to go to the places that they want to go to. Most Americans are working 40, 50, 60 hours a week to bring home a paycheck that instantaneously goes to rent, car payments, insurance, taxes, food, clothes, necessities, instantly gone. You make an $800 paycheck, gone. That's one car payment. You make an $800 paycheck the next week, gone. You got half of your rent paid. The next week, you pay the other half of your rent. The following week, you have $800 left over. Out of the 4 weeks you work, if you were making $800 a week, you have $800 left over. But I didn't account for groceries for the last 3 weeks. I didn't account for gas for the last 3 weeks to get to work. I didn't account for your electric bill. I didn't account for your heat bill. I didn't account for your water bill. I didn't account for anything else. $800 a week, I'm going to break this down for you, is $25 an hour at 40 hours a week after taxes. $25 an hour used to be a wage you could buy a home on. $25 an hour now, you can barely afford to squeak by. In fact, in most cases, you're not getting by. You're just simply putting the bigger expenses on credit cards and making small payments towards those. This is the new America. This is the new world we live in. AI will take over most jobs. Whether you guys want to listen to me or not, it will be taking over most jobs. You'll no longer call a support center and have a person. It'll be a robot. You'll never call, customer service again and have a person. It'll be a robot. You'll go to Wendy's and to McDonald's and you'll go to, Dunkin' Donuts and it'll be a robot that takes your order. There'll be 2 workers in the back making your order, chefing it up. Then they'll hand it to you. They won't have to be on a microphone taking your order. AI won't make mistakes. This is the new world we're in right now. This is it. Now, I don't know about you guys, but when I was growing up, I watched this really crazy movie actually about AI. It was called Terminator, and we saw how the world ended with that one. So, I don't even know what to think anymore. I mean, nobody can afford to do a fucking thing. And you got all these millionaires and all these course kids in Miami. Oh, I drive a Lamborghini. I do. I'm going to break that shit down for you really quick in the next video, so you might want to watch that.
Every day, I just think of how crazy the world has gotten, how expensive things are, how jobs are not hiring, how people are going to college, getting these degrees, and still can't get a job in their field. Like, there are people 25 to 30 moving back home with their parents because they cannot afford life. Like, people are literally having to go buy a house with their family just so everybody can eat, everybody can have their bills paid, and it just flow properly. And it's kind of scary because it's like, I kind of feel bad for the younger generation that is about to come up because things are going to be so much harder for them. Like, I genuinely don't believe things are going to get better. Like, I really just wish that everybody is able to thrive in life, to be able to move into their first apartment, get that first apartment feeling, be able to get a new car, to be able to pay bills without feeling pressure. Like, I don't know, like, I just feel like it's just such a terrible world to be in right now. Life is bad when you have to decipher if you can enjoy your life for just one day or if you got to worry about a bill or 10. Like, oh my, like, I don't feel like life should be that way. I feel like you should be able to have a good balance, still enjoy life, still be able to pay bills, still be able to live. Like, all this is very much insane to me.
This is probably the most vulnerable that I'll ever be on the internet, but I just need even just one person to tell me that I'm not alone. How are people affording it right now? How are people affording life? For reference, I'm commissioned, so I make anywhere between $75,000-$75,000 a year, and I can't fucking do it. I don't live a lavish lifestyle. I don't live in a big fancy apartment. I don't drive a fancy car. I buy my fucking groceries at Dollar Tree because I can't afford fucking food. I had to cancel my health insurance because I can no longer afford that. I owe $4,000 for a surgery that my dog had back in April. I owe my dad $900 for a vet visit last week. I owe the IRS $2,700. And because I filed bankruptcy 2 years ago and it's still active, I found out today that my car lease is up in July. And because my bankruptcy is active, I won't be able to get another car lease. I won't be able to finance my car or a new car. And I have no other fucking option. I won't have a car anymore. How are people fucking doing it? I'm fucking done. I can't do it anymore. How are people doing it? I just need someone to tell me that I'm not alone. I don't need the talk of being financially responsible. My dad tells me that enough. How are people fucking doing it?
We are not going to make it in this economy. There's no way. I was recently watching a TikTok and I think the creator, she was like an insurance broker or something, and she was talking about how insurance premiums were going to go up, medical insurance premiums, well, probably all insurances. So I took it upon myself today to look at my statement of earnings. I am a federal government employee, right? Just to see how much is taken out of my paycheck for family for medical insurance. Out of each paycheck, y'all. Not monthly, out of each paycheck, they are taking $424.65 out of each paycheck of mine. Baby, open enrollment cannot come fast enough because this gotta go. I'd rather self-pay. This is crazy. And then to go to the doctor and still have a copay, and then to go to the doctor and still find out that your insurance doesn't cover shit is insane. But $424.65 is bogus as fuck. Get me out of here. Get me out of here. Get me out of this country.
My top 3 worst fears now as an adult are 1, getting sick and having to call off of work, 2, getting pregnant, and 3, getting into an accident and having to call off of work.
I get it. You want people to save money. I get it. You want people to do, reduce the quality of their life. But should people be living a very, very, very low life, even when they are putting in effort to work? I have a difference with somebody who has a job and somebody who doesn't want to work at all. Because that's what it's looking like. Like, why is the advice always like, oh my God, like you're doing too much now with that? It's like, you need to cut that thing out of your life. You need to, and it's necessities. Mind you, the things that they're telling you to cut out now, get to the point where they're telling you to cut out necessities. Stop eating healthy. You need to go and eat some crabs. Just manage that. Some canned food, things like that. And it's like, I'm working. I do. I'm working and I have a job. Made it to the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching this video to the very end. Please make sure you click the like button. It helps the algorithm and I appreciate that so much. And hit the notification bell to get notified every time I post a new video, and leave your thoughts in the comment section down below. Subscribe to the channel if you're new here and you're watching me for the very first time. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.